Here's my unboxing and review of the Veritas Medium Shoulder Plane. I've never owned a shoulder plane, so I will not compare it to other brands or make an in-depth review of the machining process. Just an honest overall opinion and a lot of shavings. First impression, it is a very nice tool, pretty hefty for the size, made of quality Canadian steel. The instructions are both in English and in French, like it's supposed to be. The blade comes in a separate wrapping that says something like "Attention monsieur, ça coupe." Yes, it does cut, but it doesn't shave. So I guess we're up for a sharpening session. I'm not gonna try honing such a narrow blade by hand. A honing guide will do a better job and faster. The blade is made of PMV11 steel. PMV stands for Powdered Metal Veritas, if I'm correct. And this side holds the edge 4 times that of A2 steel. I own 2 other Veritas planes with PMV11 blades, and I can say that they stay sharp longer than the original blade on Stanley number 4, for instance. I don't know if it's 4 times longer, but I'm sure it's way more than twice. The only downside of that is sharpening takes a little more effort. I also sharpened the back of the blade, but I forgot to change the angle of the camera, so no footage of that, but you get the idea. I always end the sharpening session with the strop to remove the burr and polish the two edges. Now it looks scary sharp. It does shave cleanly. Attention monsieur, ça coupe vraiment. I put the blade back into the plane body with real care not to bring that freshly sharpened edge in contact with anything. Rotate, slide it slowly, and let it sit on the pins. First test is to plane an oak board along the grain. Well, that was easily done. Already the plane feels good in my hand, and I do not have particularly big hands, more like regular size, with fingers a little longer than average. I was afraid that with its height the plane wouldn't be steady, but it is surprisingly steady and sturdy. Second test is to plane a wide board cross grain to make a dado that will house a shelf. I always buy tools according to the projects I'm currently making or plan on making. Here I'm making a wall-hanging tool cabinet, quite similar to Mike Pekovich's. Yes, I could have used a router. Yes, it probably would have been faster. But I want to develop new skills and see how versatile a hand tool can be. Because hand tools are versatile. Rarely you find a tool that does one thing. You always find or come up with jigs to alter its original use. And sometimes hand tools can be faster than power tools. Of course, if you have 100 dados to cut, yes, you will use a router or table saw. But if you have 2 grooves, 2 rabbets or rebates to make, well, by the time you have inserted the router bit, set the depth of cut, set the fence, run a test piece, you would already be done with a shoulder plane. And sometimes you just want to hear the wisp sound of a blade skimming a gnarly piece of wood. But it is worth it. Just look how clean it has cut. I am truly amazed. My last test has to do with my Kumiko journey. I needed to cut V-grooves on Kumiko ends for the Yotsuba pattern. Traditionally, you need a Jaguchi jig and a chisel. I made the jig, but my chisels are not high-end at all, and do not seem to make the cut. Or maybe it's just my skills. But with a shoulder plane on its side, you can cut a 90-degree V-groove with a lot of control. The plane is heavy enough so you don't need to press down to get a shaving on this soft basswood strip that wants to chip out every time you breathe. And what a clean cut it made. A perfectly centered V-groove. Now that's versatility. I paid €247 for this Canadian gemstone. I agree, it is a high price for a shoulder plane. But remember, it can be so much more than that. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. And if you'd like more videos about tools, jigs and whatnot, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.